A 3,000-kilometer Padayatra is a very ambitious target, but clearly carrying on a political legacy is a strong motivation. We are joined by Sharmila, daughter of the late former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, YS Rajasekhara Reddy, who is setting off on such a huge journey. What really was the motivation? What made you decide you had to do this?
Well, it was the necessity, I should say. It was essential. Because when my dad first initiated his Padayatra, the people of Andhra Pradesh were killing themselves because of the terrible reign of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. There was drought then. On top of that, Chandrababu Naidu Garu did not do anything to ease their pain, meaning he had their alliance government there, but he did not even write one letter to waive off their loans or their interest on the loans. And on top of that, in the 8 years of his reign, he hiked the power tariffs 8 times, and he was forcing the people to pay those dues, and people were harassed, and there were cases booked against the farmers. The humiliation was too much, and around 4,000 people killed themselves, fathers. That was a large figure. I don't think it happened anywhere else in the world. So my father, when he was taking on the Padayatra, he wanted to go ahead and give the people a hope that there's going to be better times ahead. Don't kill yourselves. And this time is no different. The Kiran Kumar Reddy government is repeating what Mr. Chandrababu Naidu did. So it's really bad for the farmers. In fact, yesterday I met a person, a farmer, and he was saying that he had 2 acres and he's invested 50,000 rupees on it, and now he's lost the total crop. One thing he has the debt in the banks. He has to pay the debt, the interest on the debt, and there's no insurance coming from the government. That man was saying himself in courts that he was close to killing himself. That's the next thing he would do, he said.
Utter desperation, really.
Yes.
The natural successor to your father would really have appeared to be your brother, Jagan Mohan Reddy. How much of an effect is his absence having on the party?
That's no negative effect on the party, I should say. Because everybody is very sure that there is no evidence against him. Everybody is very sure that he's going to come out soon. If they've taken him into custody, saying they've taking him into for custody for inquiry, how long are they going to inquire him? He has to come out sometime, and there is no evidence against him. So he is clearly coming out. So there is no negative, there is a total hope that he's going to come back and take over Dad's.
I see that you're also wearing a black badge, and I saw these were being distributed. Is that in connection with your brother?
Exactly. Well, the purpose of the Padayatra is different from the black badge. This is just to express our displeasure for the injustice done to Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy by the Congress and the TDP in the way that they are using this CBI. And it's just all planned and stage managed, and the way they're doing it is really disgusting. So this is just our way to express the displeasure, our displeasure in connection with the arrest of Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Are you looking at a full-time career in politics? Do you consider yourself a political person? Or is this just an arrangement until Jagan Mohan Reddy, your brother, actually gets out of jail?
I don't think I can ever be a political person. I'm just taking one day at a time.
Okay.
And I'm just doing my job here, and I'm not even taking the whole of the YSR Congress party on my shoulders, because it doesn't work like that. It's a party. There are many people, many brains, many forces behind it, many strengths. I cannot do it all on myself. So I'm just taking one day at a time and doing my job.
Okay. Now, but there are serious charges against Jagan Mohan Reddy. Many people would just see this as the law taking its course, not victimization or anything like that.
No. I totally disagree with that, because let me just take one example. Now there is one Mr. Nimagada Prasad also arrested along with my brother in one of the charges against my own brother. Now that man was at one point of time awarded the Best Entrepreneur Award. He was a good businessman, and he floated a very big company and took it to a great heights called the Matrix. Such a man who is totally businessman, he invested with Jagan Mohan Reddy, with my brother, in the year 2006. And he was awarded the Vanpick lands in the year 2007 or 8. Would any sane person, if he was bribing or if he was giving anything, give something in 2006 and get benefited in 2008? Is my first question. And also, this man who invested some 300 crores.
Okay.
And later, when he sold that, he got 300 more. He sold it for 600. And he took the money. He's not giving it to us. If he's invested it, he's invested it as his share. And he's taken back his capital, his profits. And if he chooses to reinvest that too after my father's death in 2010 or something, he chooses to reinvest a part of it in Sakshi. That's purely a business, a business idea, a business.
Nothing untoward about it.
Exactly. And today they've taken such a man and put him in prison. What signal are we sending to the businessmen? Every such case is like that, is what I'm saying.
Every case.
Every case is like that. The Dalmia Cements, my brother could have, if he was using his influence, he could have said, the Dalmia Cements is a competition to Dalmia Cements is a competition to Bharti Cements, and he could have told his dad, our dad, that don't permit this. But that's not what he did. Dalmia Cements came up when Bharti Cements came up. My brother was no way involved in politics.
There's also talk of your closeness to the Janardhan Reddy, the Reddy brothers of Karnataka as well. There were some business plans which may not have been above board.
Nothing at all, nothing at all. They were Reddys, and they were just friends, just like anybody else, just like everybody else. There was no business deals at all whatsoever, and I don't see the connection.
You have spoken also of some kind of nexus between the Congress government and the Telugu Desam party itself. Are you convinced that there is some sort of tie-up there?
Exactly, everybody is convinced. While the government, Jagan Mohan Reddy is being investigated only for charges. He is even being denied the bail. Chandrababu Naidu garu is not even asked to come in for inquiry. There are charges against him. There are allegations against him. But nobody dares. Because he goes, he meets Mr. Chidambaram. He manages very well. A latest instance would be just before one day of the bail petition coming in the Supreme Court of Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu sends his MPs to Mr. Chidambaram, and they ask, while Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is doing a Padayatra here on the people's issue supposedly, he doesn't send his MPs on the people's issue, mind you. He sends his MPs to ask Mr. Chidambaram to send out the ED to attach the properties of Sakshi. Why? So, when they do that through the ED, it will have a bearing on the judgment that's coming on the next day. So just because his scheme should work, he sent his MPs, he spoke to Mr. Chidambaram, he got his job done very well.
So you see that connection as being there?
It's totally connected. They are totally working hand in hand.
Is your Padayatra then a kind of counter to the Padayatra started by Mr. Chandrababu Naidu? Is it in fact a kind of answer to that, a response to that?
Well, you could say it's an answer because definitely that man is not worth to be copied. So we are definitely not copying him. If anything at all, he is trying to copy my dad's Padayatra.
As you were saying, like, Padayatras now are used a lot as part of politics. It is an attention-grabbing device. Why do you feel this is different? Why is this not just another political gimmick?
It's not, because it involves a lot of physical, effort. So people see that there has to be a zeal, there has to be a commitment to do something like that. So it's definitely not like the others. And also in Padayatras, things like in bus yatras or, other things, you just go hop here, there, where you want to stop and, try to talk to the people. But this is not like that. People who want to get connected to you can come, approach you. You can stop by, talk to them. Yeah, you can really connect with them. So it's definitely different.
We can see from the crowds that you have been getting a response, lots of people around here. This is, of course, your family's stronghold, and you had a good response during the by-polls as well. What will it be like when you cross the district borders elsewhere in the state? Are you anticipating this kind of response?
Definitely. I must tell you now, because you asked this question, I must tell you why we're actually doing this Padayatra. It's twofold. Point number one, we are trying to ask the government, we are trying to highlight the government's failure. The government has failed in every area. Like I told you about the farmers now. They're totally neglecting the farmers. And everything that the government is doing now, they are doing it deliberately to tarnish Dr. YSR's image. And the second reason being, why is the opposition party, the Telugu Desam party, bearing with this kind of government? Why do not they put up a no confidence motion? Why don't they bring down this incompetent government?
So that nexus again, you're coming back.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, 3,000 kilometers. How long is this going to take you? How much do you plan to do each day?
Around 15 each day. Definitely not more than 20. If you do the math, then it'll work out to some 6 months.
6 months.
Yes.
Okay. But you still say you're not a full-time politician?
I am not. I'm not cut out to be a politician. Yeah.
And when your brother does come out of jail, if that does in fact happen, would you then step back?
Definitely, my brother is definitely coming back. I'm definitely stepping back because I don't believe I'm cut out for politics in the first place. And my brother is definitely cut out for this. I know his strengths. He is irreplaceable. And I'm not his replacement. I'm just a temporary substitute.
Temporary substitute. Despite the response you've been receiving, you're not looking at the response and feeling tempted to make it a full-time calling?
No. This doesn't tempt me. And this response is not because of me. It's happening because of Dad and because of what my brother did in the 3 years. He's really proved himself that he's got the mettle. So everywhere you see, if you follow me around, you'll see that there is, Jagan everywhere. So that's the love the people have for my brother. Right.
Thank you so much, Sharmila. Well, that is Sharmila there, the daughter of YS Rajasekhara Reddy, setting off on that Padayatra, 3,000 kilometers, saying she's just a temporary substitute for her brother, not intending a full-time career in politics. With Govind Murthy, Maya Sharma in Kadapa district for NDTV.
India's #1 news app. Just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.